Okay. Make some more noise.
Welcome to Iowa Pagan News, your informative internet radio station catering to all pagans worldwide. We are dedicated to bringing you the very best in music, news, events, and lots of fun stuff. Come tune into our new podcast at www.plrdn.podbean.com. Now, here's your host, Lou Silverwolf Williams.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Pagan Artist Spotlight on the National Pagan Network. And this afternoon, I am joined by my friends Spiral Rhythm. And I've got Kiki, we got Richard, and we got Carrie this afternoon. So
Hey.
Thank you for taking time out to come join me. I know it's been quite a while since the last time that we talked. Because I was just talking with Kiki that the last time that I had the full band together with you guys was back in 2013.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been that long.
Wow.
So I appreciate you taking time out. And this is going to be fun. Now, because we've got a lot to get caught up on. Because I know you guys have been hard at work on a lot of different projects lately.
Always.
Right. Sorry, there we go. Hi. One of my projects is learning how to do this.
Like I said, get yourself one of those flexible cell phone holder thingies that I was telling you about. You'll be just fine.
Right.
I got my hand.
Yeah.
I have my hand, so it might be
Okay.
a little crazy. It might be a little oh my gosh, what is that? I can't remember the name of the movie. There's a movie where it's like
Blair Witch.
No, it's not Blair Witch. It's more of the alien one. But it's live and the whole movie is like this, and I'm just like, stop it.
I don't know. I probably haven't seen it. I live in a deep hole under a large stone. I don't get out much.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Like I said, the last time that we talked, I know that on that 2013 interview that we had debuted Come and Dance. Now, I know that's been a long time ago. And you guys have got a lot of new music out. And so besides the new Red Album project, what else have you been working on here lately?
We've been working on a internal, band produced CD, which Rick has really stepped up. Rick and Kira have stepped up and really taken those reins, and it's a learning process as we go. So it's a little slow, but we're really, fingers crossed, hoping that we have a CD. We have a bootleg CD of us.
We bootlegged ourselves.
just to have as a little teaser, and but Rick is trying to rock out the CD, a new CD, and it has 13 new songs. We did manage to get PJ on a couple of them. And
Yes.
And it has a lot of new Rick songs, which is fun. It has a couple Kiki. That's it.
And you?
And, well, one by me, but and some by John. So the band has kind of expanded a little bit in the writing aspect of it, and but Kiki threw out a couple good new tunes for the Red Album. I'll tell you what.
I wrote one.
You were inspired.
I wrote one and I didn't like it.
Which
So
we're
then it's
like,
like,
she was like, yeah, I didn't like this one. She played it for the band, or she showed it to the band, and we were like,
but it was,
we need to
I
sing
wrote
this.
one, I didn't like it. So I wrote another one. And the second one is the one I presented to the band to be for the Red Album because I liked it for the Red Album. Then they said, well, sing us this other one. Maybe we can work on it. So I sang it to them. And then I decided that I did like it after all. But I wanted the other one for the Red album. So the one that didn't go on the Red album is going on the new Spiral Rhythm album.
Yeah.
Well, that's usually the way things happen, is that somebody writes a song and not really sure about it themselves, but then they go present it to others and to get a different perspective on it, and everybody else likes it. So then it kind of changes. So
And
I know that happens.
That's kind of how our band works anyway, where somebody writes a song and brings it in and sings it, and then we all sort of poke around at it and find whatever place we want to be. And hi, what's up?
Spiral. I'm trying to figure out how to do this camera. Spiralize it. I'm trying to do air quotes.
Okay, wait.
Spiralize.
Wait, left, right, spiralize every song that comes into the band.
Hey,
There we
Richard.
go. All of that
There we
ducking
go.
I was just doing was to get my son in, and so now Richard's here as well.
Howdy.
Good deal. All right, now that we've got everybody,
If we both have
okay,
our microphones open, then we're both going to be coming over each microphone.
Got you. Okay.
I'm actually happy that you were still able to get a couple of songs in with PJ. I'm really happy that happened.
For sure.
That was a big deal for us too. It means we've been working on this album for a minute, and we worked around a lot of her medical needs to get her on there. But it was really important to all of us that PJ be included.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
And
I'm really happy for that.
yeah.
And I know that the group has been doing some Facebook Live sessions on a somewhat regular basis. And I do try to catch those as much as I can.
Thank you.
I've always enjoyed the music that you guys produce.
Thank you. Yay.
We'll probably get back into doing those. We tend to take the winter off. And so at some point soon, we'll try to get back into doing the live. But we're also falling into a sort of a busy, individually and as a group, a busy season. We've got, in a week and a half, we have Trees of Avalon gathering that we're performing at.
Florida.
The rest of the band just did Phoenix Fire while I was up in Minneapolis. And then we have coming up PSG. And then individually, some of us have different shows that we scatter to as far as vending. But we also have, with PSG coming up, we do have the release of the Red album. And we 19 different acts, and everyone has busted their buns to make this happen. So we are going to release it on the 1-year anniversary of the overturning of Roe, because we like the timing. And so we have some potential future things to do with that as band and as individuals, as far as potential concerts, online performances, etc. We're still lining up all of those ducks. Whack.
Yeah, because I know that once the album does release in June, that there's going to be a lot more happening once that's done.
We hope so. Yeah. I mean, I never know. But we've just finished with the mixing and the mastering and are in the stage now where all of the artists are listening to it in play order. So the artists just a few days ago had their first opportunity to listen to what everybody else did, because we've all kept this very secret. So this is the first time everybody had a chance to hear it. And I happened to be near my device as people were sort of live reacting to it in our private chat group. And they mostly seem pretty darn happy about it, and they're excited. And so I'm excited too.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I know. I try to get regular updates from Ginger because she's the one who approached me about interviewing everybody that's on the album. So I was very proud and honored to
Right.
be able to do this
Thank
and be
you.
a part of it.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you helping us get our voice out there. And Ginger took up the mantle of dealing with herding the cats in public place. She's taking care of a lot of the publicity as far as interviewing is concerned, and then Kira is working on press releases and print things. And we've got different members of this project are picking up different things so that none of us have to do it alone. And there are 3 of us who are labeled as producer, but mostly that's just so that there's somebody to say definitively yes or no, or I will take care of that because no one else is.
Right.
What?
Now, I'm just kind of taking a look around at some things here, especially on your website, plus also on your Bandcamp as well. Now, let's
Right.
see. Just looking at your Bandcamp here, let's see, because it looks like the only albums you got on here are the Rise Up, which pretty much everybody knows about. We Are Light,
Right.
Drum Circle. I have not heard that album yet myself.
It's
That
good.
is all instrumental, mostly rhythm and percussion instruments. There's one song, I think, with an ocarina, one with a flute. But that one was a departure from the vocals because we just wanted to do something that was instrumental to play sort of as an ambient or ritual setting.
And it's great for beginning drummers, because it's not a bunch of complex beats. It's playing from the heart. So it's kind of easy to jump on board and practice. And I mean, you can practice your drumming or you can practice your spirituality, whichever. It's a nice departure from what we normally do, I think. I'm excited to do another kind of instrumental project, which I know Rick is super psyched about. So
we've been talking about trying to do one that's more in line with doing the same thing as Drum Circle, but using specific ones of our songs so that we can have one that say, Wind in the Willows. And then you can learn, we don't have a song called that yet, anyway, probably. But so that we can say, here's this song, here's Rise Up, here's how we do the instrumentation so that somebody can drum along. Because one of the things we love is when people come to workshops or especially our unplugged concerts and they drum and sing along with us, because then it's more of a sort of a communal co-creative effort than a performance. And we really groove on that.
For sure.
Okay, cool. So now, over the years, how many people have been involved in Spower Rhythm?
Like from the get-go? I would say that at our max, it might have been like 18 people. Does that sound about right? I mean, high teens. But that was when we were kind of a different entity before we transformed into Spiral Rhythm, and it was more of almost a pagan chorus of sorts. We just got together and that's how we did rituals. That's how we enjoyed ourselves at gatherings. We would just sing and drum and dance and it would ebb and flow for a couple years. And then we kind of whittled down to anywhere between 6 to 10 people. Yeah.
Okay. So now, Richard, you are the one of the newest ones, right?
Yes, I'm the newest member of Spiral Rhythm at present.
Excellent. And so basically,
I've been trying to add instrumental stuff. sort of like guitar, bass, giving it my own texture, you know?
Okay, that's just what I was going to ask, to see what you were bringing to the group. Excellent. So I mean, I'm familiar with most everybody else that's been a part of the band. Like I said, I've known you guys for several years. And anytime, anytime that I get a chance to spend time with the group, that means a lot to me.
Richard's been with the band a long time.
Strictly speaking, he was with the band before he was born.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But definitely is putting a very cool new twist on what we've done, and I dig it personally.
Right.
Good job, Richard.
Cool. Okay, so let's see. One thing I was going to share with everybody here. I just wanted to kind of play a couple of tracks off of the We Are Light. Now, have you created any other albums besides Rise Up and the We Are Light albums?
I Am was our very first album.
Okay. Well, yeah, I did see the I Am.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I just wanted to find
Roll of
out
Thunder?
between the time that we've talked from 2013 up until now, if there's been any other new albums.
Kiki and I did a little side project called Mother Moon Lullabies,
Mhm.
which is kind of pagan lullabies.
Which was funny because we wanted to make that CD when Richard was it before he was born or just after?
No, it was before, for sure.
Yeah, and he was about 13 years old when we finally did it. So, you know, timely.
Very
But I
cool.
can't think of anything that we as a band.
We participated in
terrible.
the Green album.
We did. I'm terrible because I can't remember what we did when. And if you ask me which songs are on which albums, I tell Carrie that she should answer that question.
Right. I'm going through my head. I'm like, we had 5 albums, which is I Am, We Are Light, Roll of Thunder, Rise Up, and our drum album. So that's the 5. We're working on our 6th now, which is what Rick is producing. We've been part of Green Album, we're part of Red Album, and we have our little side gig. So, I mean, technically that's like 8 albums for you and me, Keek. 7 for the band.
Yep.
Okay. Well, and I know plus also during the summertime, Carrie, you and John actually do some vending.
Yes, I do vending, Unleash the Goddess. So does Kiki. PJ was a vendor as well. So it kind of really worked out with our band just for our jobs too, because that was it. We were vendors, and then we would get to be musicians on top of it. So that was lovely. But it doesn't happen at every event. It doesn't happen at every venue. It ebbs and flows. So
right. And I only vend really a couple times a year at events that are a certain length because such a huge setup. I'm too lazy to set it up for a 3-day event. It's too big. It's too much work. I'm not going to work that hard. But a lot of what I would do is go to things, and I would do a lot of sewing for PJ anyway. And so if I went to an event that wasn't her usual crowd, I would vend the sarong clothing and things there, and then CDs, band stuff. And when I can get a hold of it, art, I have some of John's art cards that he produced with Carrie and Rick a long time ago.
yeah.
And I think I'm the only one who still has them to sell. But I try to represent artists with what I do. But again, I mean, if the band, like this coming event at TAG, I'm not vending. I'm just going to go and hang out. I'll sell raffle tickets for. Oh yeah. So the Red Album, each of the artists is selling 2 sponsorships to sponsor their track on the album. And somebody snapped up one of the Spiral Rhythm ones right away, but we're raffling the other one off. And so that's the only physical event we'll be selling at. Otherwise, I'll be selling chances online. And then we're doing a drawing April 24th.
I thought it was the 22nd.
Is it the 22nd? It's the last Wednesday because I wanted to do it at band practice. So we'll do a live drawing at our band practice that day.
Excellent. Now,
Yeah.
I'm also going to let's see. I'm also going to post up the link for the Red Album GoFundMe page, and that's also important that we should also touch on as well, because so far the GoFundMe page has done quite well to help fund the project.
It has. We had Kira just messaged me that she's trying to log on. If you can make that happen or not. I don't know how to make that happen. So
let's see, Kira. Okay, hang tight. I will in fact I'll shoot her a message here real quick.
Oh, thank you so much.
I know I've got her on my list here. Yep, I sure do. Okay. So I will message her right quick here.
If I may, I'm going to go ahead and carry on about the GoFundMe page.
Go ahead.
So we had an initial target amount, and then within, I don't know, it seemed like it was in just the first few minutes, but it was definitely within the first few hours. We had an enormous donation made with an anonymous donor. Thank you, whoever you are. Thank you. I actually, I called my mother and I said, "Hey, did you make a donation anonymously?" She said, "No, I did it in my name." And I said, "Okay, it wasn't you then, but it's the kind of thing that she'll do sometimes." And so I was like, holy carp. And then not too long ago, another person made another sizable donation and bumped us up to where we think that we could realistically make our edited goal. We bumped it up a little. And everything we get from the GoFundMe is going towards the production of the CD and merchandise to support the CD. I'm not entirely sure what yet because we're still working on that, but things along the lines of print on demand clothing with the emblem or stickers and mugs and things that we can carry at events to sell as well. And we have a little while to deal with that. So we have monthly Zoom meetings where as many as can show up will show up. And we have a long agenda, and Elaine Brown takes care of that. And she is my savior because she takes care of a lot of the organizational things that are way beyond me. And she spreadsheets like a champion. I can't spreadsheet to save my life, but she spreadsheets and agendas. And she found the person who's handling finances because I don't do money because it gets very weird. And so, but the GoFundMe is taking care of all of the replication fees, shipping, marketing that we have, all of that. And then on top of that, we have the track sponsorships, which are each artist gets 2, and they're all doing them in their own ways. Some will be auctioning, some raffling, some privately marketing outright. Each person has their own means and methodology. We just leave it up to them.
Minimum $75.
Right. And then we will be having a third branch of this, which will go directly towards the beneficiaries, which is opening up pre-orders on Bandcamp. And that's coming up. oh gosh, in the next month or so, isn't it? And we'll publicize that. But every pre-order, because it's buying the album, but just pre-ordering it, all of the money from that is going to be treated like we've just. Hi, kitty.
I was thinking it was your cat that was being loud.
Actually,
honestly.
no, it was Sausage. He's wandering around wondering why we are both in the dining room and why we are not paying attention to him.
Right.
But so anything we have left over from the sponsorships and the GoFundMe, after we've produced everything that we need to produce, and we're going to put a little aside because we're being optimistic and hoping we'll need to reorder.
Mm-hmm.
But everything left from that will be divided between our two beneficiaries, which are, I'm most familiar with Project Uplift, which is basically pilots using their aircraft and their skills to get people to reproductive health services.
Oh, wow.
There's so much more to it than that. But it's a beautiful thing. I felt when I first heard about it, I got goosebumps from my nose to my toes. It was such an amazing thing to hear about. And then the other one, again, this is where I'm so awful because it's the NAF, which is the National Word We Don't Say in Interviews. And then the F either stands for foundation or front or folderol or fickle, or it's an F word, but not like that F word.
Gotcha.
But what they do is so much more than just the one thing. They provide services and support over a broad spectrum of reproductive health care needs. And so they can, and when a donation is made to them, you can indicate this is specifically for X thing, or you can tell them just put the money where it's needed. And that's both, it's very necessary and it's also pretty awesome. I mean, one of the things that they do is provide brief respites for people who work in reproductive health care clinics. They'll come and they'll have a band go and perform for them, or they'll go perform a little skit or just do something to help raise spirits. And I think that's such a wonderful thing. And so, and then after a certain amount of time passes, we will discuss among the artists if we want to continue funding these particular things or if we'd like to branch out to something else. Hoping that, right, and we're hoping we'll be doing this for 30 years. I mean, the Green Album is still going.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as strong as it was, but it still is. And so we're hoping that for, 5, 10, 30 years, we'll be helping to fund something that is deeply important to everyone on the album in one way or another.
I would agree with you. And, the one song that you folks have that now I'm just speaking to myself here, that the one song that I feel that definitely goes along with what we're dealing with right now is your version of I Am Freedom.
Yeah.
That song is like an umbrella for so many movements. That's an amazing song.
Yeah,
Well
it is.
That song was written a very long time ago at an event.
I know.
Yeah, because we had been told, the event had been told, we were still baby pagans then. I mean, we were just reaching out into the event world and everything. And it was written as a response to the community being told we couldn't have a balefire and choosing as a community to have a balefire anyway. But if I'm being honest, I would say probably the main concept of the entire song, which is, you can't stop a hawk from flying. You can't stop fire from burning. You can't stop a cat's tail from getting in the camera. All of these things that you can't stop, but that sort of quintessential Ian Malcolm line from Jurassic Park, the chaotician, Jeff Goldblum's character, when he said life will find a way. And I believe that freedom will find a way, and you can't stop it. And the harder you try, the more you're going to find yourself fighting. I mean, you can't. Freedom is so essential to human existence, and the more we try to curtail freedoms, the more we end up dealing with fear and anger and hatred. And that's a mistake. We are the fires that burn in the night, and you should shake. You definitely should be afraid. And although the song for the Red Album isn't freedom, because every song on the Red Album is something that's new and has not been presented to the public yet, it does have the word freedom in it, because how could it not?
Right.
And I'm hoping that it will be just as powerful a song. It will raise as much of a sort of a visceral reaction as freedom did when it first became a thing.
Excellent. Okay, now we're going to I'm going to play one of the tracks here. This is called I Summon Her. What's the story behind this one?
So it was, as with a few of our songs, as a group, we used to do rituals together, and I am a little bit of musical chaos on two legs, and the ritual just seemed to need a song, and I wrote it right there in ritual, and we started singing it. We have changed it a little bit, so we're going to re-record it at some point, but it is basically the same song, and it is meant to summon the divine, both externally and internally. But it's a way to say it relates, by each of the elements. I am summoning the divine, and calling each of these parts into the sort of whole that is deity, whether it's a her or a him or a they.
Yeah. All right. This is called I Summon Her.
By the air, I summon her breath. I draw her into my lungs. By the fire, I summon her spirit. I draw her into my soul. By the water, I summon her blood. I draw her into my veins. By the earth, I summon her body. I draw her into my flesh. I am, she is, we are together. I am, she is, we are together. I am, she is, we are together, together as one. By the air, I summon her breath. I draw her into my lungs. By the fire, I summon her spirit. I draw her into my soul. By the water, I summon her blood. I draw her into my veins. By the earth, I summon her body. I draw her into my flesh. I am, she is, we are together. I am, she is, we are together. I am, she is, we are together, together as one. By the air, I summon her breath. I stretch my wings. I draw her into my lungs. By the fire, I summon her spirit. I draw her into my soul. By the water, I summon her blood. I draw her into my veins. By the earth, I summon her body. I draw her into my flesh. together. I am, she is, we are together, together as one. By the air, I summon her breath. I draw her into my lungs. By the fire, I summon her spirit. I draw her into my soul. By the water, I summon her blood. I draw her into my veins. By the earth, I summon her body. I draw her into my flesh.
I am, she is, we are together.
I am, she is, we are together. I am, she is, we are together, together as one. I am, she is, we are together. I am, she is, we are together. I am, she is, we are together, together as one.
Excellent song, gang. Excellent song.
Thank you. It's so funny to hear it the way it was, knowing how we hear it the way it is. Because we have a slightly different arrangement for it now. It's a tiny bit faster, and it is again, we've changed it now to where, hi Kira, I see you.
Hey, Kira.
Hey, dear.
It's a little bit faster. We have a different division of voices now because we have different band members, but also we've started saying alternating on the chorus. There's one chorus will be she is, one chorus is he is, and then the final chorus has a they are. Because music can change along with the times, and our sort of socio-political environment has invited us making that change.
That's very true. And yeah, definitely want to say hello to Kira. Thank you for coming and join us there, dear. Appreciate it.
Be safe. Don't you be driving, girl.
I've been parked the whole time.
I bet.
Thank you.
That's a good thing.
I just need steering wheel.
So in addition to Spiral Rhythm being on the Red Album, like I mentioned, we have Kira driving, in fact, wrote a song, and Richard has a song. And I didn't know if you'd care to hear about those or not. So I'm just throwing them out there.
Yes. So, yeah. So basically, Kira, you want to kind of give us a backstory on your participation?
Sure. So I wrote, actually, it's a rap called Hands Off, Bands Off. I had agreed to start working with the Red Album, working on press. You can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Working on the press release and information for press, the press kit online. And I had been listening to an audiobook driving home one evening, and I guess it just triggered a few things, the audiobook. So normally I alternate audiobook music. So I turned it off, and the rap just kind of came to me. Like, I just turned on my voice memo and made a bunch of notes. And when I got home, I fleshed it out, and then just kept doing it over and over again until it kind of filled in the chorus. And that's kind of how it happened. And I was like, a couple of people had dropped out. They just couldn't get it together before the album was due. And I said, hey, do you guys mind if I do this, even if it's not on the album, if you have to use it like as an online bonus or however you want to use it? It just came to me, and I felt like I needed to do it. So I offered, and they accepted, and I did it. And It was a lot of fun. It's pretty awesome.
It is fun.
Yep. You know, everybody who I've talked to so far, that they've all said that they had to kind of dig deep for the music that they want to contribute to the album, and that the track that each one of them had submitted, basically it came to them, and it's not like something that they already had written. They actually wound up writing something totally new.
Right. That's pretty much the way it happened. It was, and I wasn't planning on doing anything. I just remember the anger and the sadness and the upset from, you know, the Roe versus Wade. We were at PSG and they made an announcement at the morning meeting. By the way, this happened, and it was just, I felt devastated.
The community like crumbled around us. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. There were a lot of tears going on.
So I think as far as the humans at the campground, I was not the first. I was one of the first to hear about it. And I came back to camp and was like stunned. And I don't even remember who I spoke to, but I remember I told several people, it's official. I mean, we knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. It had been leaked, but it's official. They really did it. And then that morning, even before morning meeting, I remember listening. You could hear the news going around camp. You could hear as it traveled from camp to camp to camp, as people, because you could hear the outcry and the rage and the fear and just that incredible emotional outburst. And that is something I'll never forget, hearing that, because it was pretty amazing. It was a pretty impressive situation.
Well, I knew when the news came out that it was going to hit our groups so hard, and so now that this album is coming to life, and it has a lot of meaning behind it, and it's going to be very important for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I know that I'm mom, so I'm biased. I'm super proud of Richard because he stepped up on his own and said, I want to do a song. And then he wrote and composed and arranged it himself. And one of the aspects of that, besides that's my kid, is that he is emblematic of the young people in our community, because pagan communities have gotten older and the young people, you know, they're stepping up, but there aren't as many of them. And so I am really interested in hearing what younger people have to say, because I've heard in response to the overturning of Roe, well, so what? It doesn't affect you. Not directly. No, it doesn't. But it affects my son and my daughter and their friends and their futures. So, yeah.
I also want to say hello to Maren King, who's tuning in, and also Amanda Bell. Appreciate the two of you
Yay, we love you guys.
being here with us today. Okay, now we're going to take a quick station timeout, and then we're going to be back with another song that I wanted to get to as well. So, we lost Carrie. Okay,
She'll be back.
Hopefully she'll get back in here. So, yeah, we're going to take a quick station timeout, and we'll be right back right after these words. So don't go nowhere.
Sister Moon, Apothecary and More is a collaboration of local island witches bringing you handcrafted tools for ritual, amazing apothecary, custom vinyl work, merchandise, and so much more. But we are not just an online store. We are a sisterhood, a platform, and a voice for everything that is magical. Join us for our famous Tarot Tuesdays from 11 to 4 Eastern Standard Time for a discounted reading with our amazing in-house intuitive reader and priestess, Wolf Spirit Energy, Beverly Oberlin. You can find us on Facebook at Sister Moon Store or on the web at sistermoon.shop. So fly on over and stop in for a spell.
What's going on, everybody? Cloud the Pagan Rapper here, and you're listening to Iowa Pagan News Radio.
You are listening to Pagan Artist Spotlight on the Prairie Land Radio Network and the Podbean Podcast Network.
All right, we are back with everybody from Spiral Rhythm, and we've been talking a lot about what's happening with the Red Album and also their separate projects that they've got going on. And like I said, it's been quite a while since the last time that we talked. So this time that I'm getting to spend with the group means a lot to me because I've considered each and every one of them to be close friends, and I really enjoy the music that they come up with. Now, the other one that one that we're going to get to next here. Yeah, let's do this other one here called Hey Ya.
Oh my gosh. I wrote that as a lullaby for my son when he was not even a whole digit yet.
Aha. All right. So this is more of a lullaby.
It's a slower song.
Okay. Okay. Tell you what, we're going to get to a couple other ones here real quick as well. And like I said, of course, my two favorite ones that I've always had of yours is that I Am Pagan and Freedom, and also We Are Light. And so
Right.
let's tell you what, let's see how we're going to keep this upbeat here. Tell me more about We Are Light.
PJ wrote that, and she was quite often inspired by a more of a gospel kind of a sound, more of a choral, rich harmonies.
Mm-hmm.
And that song was meant to be more reminiscent of her younger days in that sort of a church environment where music was powerful and moving and had meaning. It wasn't just it had to mean something. You connected to it. And when she wrote We Are Light, unfortunately, Carrie's dropped off. Probably she could tell you a lot more about it. Or I don't know. Kira, do you know more about the history of that song?
No.
I remember when she brought it to us and she was very uncertain that we would want to do it. And we latched onto that thing like ticks on a hound. And I personally love singing that song because it is our voices and we are weaving something. And that was just one of PJ's great gifts to us, was to write music that we could share with the community, but that could draw us together too.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to go ahead with that one. See how, because I definitely want to pay tribute to PJ this afternoon. So this is called We Are Light.
We light the sacred fire, join hands, watch smoke to rise into the sky. Till it spreads before the wind. Sweet voices lift in song, make magic all night long, the weaving strong, and the circle's born again. All the world and its disharmony fall away into the void. We are standing on creation shore, Many singers, just one voice. We are life. We are love. We are the pure radiance of all that's God has touched. We are light. I feel my soul take flight on wings of firelight. I'll touch the stars on this goddess holy night. We dance and sway as one. Our hearts beat with the drum. The transformation comes, and we finally touch the light. All the world and its disharmony fall away into the void. We are standing on creation shore. Many singers, just one voice. We are life. We are love. We are the pure radiance of all that's God has touched. We are life. We are love. We are the pure radiance of all that's God has touched. We are light.
No, I have no words to that one. I really don't. And that's the first time I've listened to it. That was just excellent. I mean, like I said, I've got no words for that one.
Yep.
All right. So now, what's your schedule going to be like coming up in the next few months? I know that you said you're going to be PSG, and then you've each got some events that you can be attending to. But as a group, where are you going to be located at here in the next few months?
Kira, can you field that one? Because I'm terrible at remembering dates.
Yeah, sorry, I was silenced. I silenced myself. We have Trees of Avalon gathering coming up. I believe it's the 6th through the 9th. It's Thursday to Sunday of April. And then our next event is actually PSG in June. So that's April and June. And then we're hoping to do something local, October-ish, but we haven't fleshed that out yet. So that'll be something to keep your eyes open for, and ears. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, gang. Well, I appreciate you taking time out. Now, if people want to get in contact with the group, besides the Facebook page, what's the best ways of getting in contact?
spiralrhythm@yahoo.com if you want to email us and ask us any questions. We have, of course, we're available Messenger. That we have a Spiral Rhythm Facebook page, so you can message us there through Messenger. And yeah, spirorhythm@yahoo.com is the easiest. And you can, of course, go to our website if you want to order T-shirts and stuff and music. Spirorhythm@yahoo.com is that's also available.
Excellent. Okay, and as always, if you want to help support all the artists that you see here on Pagan Artist Spotlight, be sure to look them up on the net. Also, look them up on Bandcamp to help support them by downloading their music, their complete albums. Because with Bandcamp, the artists get 100% of what you purchase, and they get back. Bandcamp is the only site that actually does it, who takes care of their artists. That's the reason why we back them so heavily. If you want to support what we're doing here at Pagan Artist Spotlight, you can also contribute through IowaPaganNews.net, also through PayPal at IowaPaganNews@gmail.com. You can email me directly at earl@iapnradio.net. And so for that, I want to say pleasant journeys, everyone. And thank you to all of you for taking time out to come join me this afternoon. This has been this has been pleasurable, and I really enjoyed getting to spend time with all of you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Maren. Appreciate that. And as always, if you also want to message me, you can message me directly at Earl Silverwolf Williams on Facebook, where you can reach me directly through Messenger. In the meantime, pleasant journeys, everyone. Have a great day, and have a great rest of your week. We will be seeing you again here really soon. So take care of each other, and we'll see you again here really soon.
Be safe out there in the world.
Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. All shows are recorded and available for download at plrdn.podbean.com. All rights are reserved and may not be replayed without written permission by IAPN Radio Management. Come join us at our new group, IAPN Radio on Facebook, where you can be kept up to date for future broadcasts. Pleasant journeys, everyone.